Hey YouTube, just a fun video, just talking about some lights that I've kind of accumulated that kind of live next to my bed. Um, I guess you could call them nightstand or bedstand lights, or I don't know how they all got there, but they just kind of migrated to the side of the bed. And some of these I hardly ever use, and some of them I use every night, literally multiple times. And so just thought it'd be fun to show you. None of these are like anything like ultra special or, well, at least in my opinion, there's nothing exotic here in terms of lights. But it is fun though, just to kind of look at what I've supposedly accumulated over time. And once again, you know how you just kind of buy something on impulse, or you just kind of move lights around and they kind of end up at the same place. Here's one of my Foxelli MX10 headlamps. It's doing well, and don't use that a lot around the bed, or in the home. But if I just have to go outside real quick, like I forget to take something out of the car in the middle of the night, and I wake up and go, oh crap, I left some groceries in the car, which has happened. I could put that on real quick and run outside. It frees my hands up so I can get the groceries out. The next thing would be I have this old Ultrafire. Who knows how old this is, but it works pretty well still. I have burnt up a few of the 18650 batteries, but I'm on my last battery, so hopefully this won't go anytime soon. I got this, I don't know, a year or two ago at a Home Depot Black Friday special. This is a 500 lumen Duracell. I believe it uses some C batteries, if memory serves correctly, and it's actually pretty decent. It's kind of big and bulky, but it's by the bedside. This is my old River Rock. Man, this thing has got to be going on at least 8 years old, and it works like a champ. 45 lumens, but it really seems like it's a lot brighter than that. I'm not really sure. Sometimes when people rate their gear, well, companies rate their stuff, there's a big range, though. Sometimes you can find flashlights that are rated for a lot less than another, but be so much brighter, and you're like, how can that be? Now, I really do like Rayovac. Not so much all their cheesy stuff. Of course, you could say this is a cheesy light, and it probably is, but man, I think this was like $1 or $2 at Walmart a couple years ago, and this is a champ. I've never had to replace the battery yet, and I use it all the time. I don't even know how long this is supposed to last. It just doesn't die, and it has a very slight rubber overmold grip on it, and they come in different colors, but I don't really like the ones that are like the big plastic ones that use the D batteries or all those. I don't like those, but this one's okay. It is kind of cheesy with all the little non-LEDs, and it's not super bright, but it definitely can get you around the house. Now, this is another Rayovac. Now, the rubber grip sleeve basically got so worn that it couldn't stay on by itself, so it would slide around real bad, and I hate that. So I just took it off and put this this particular grip tape, or I guess you could call this also a sportsman tape, but it's kind of like this. It was a digital camo, but it's starting to really get worn, and the oils in my hand and stuff kind of break it down. But this is a great light too. I've only had to replace the battery a couple times over the last 3 years. I believe this was like a $2 and some odd cent, maybe $3 flashlight, but it was nothing more than $3. And it has like an aluminum body, and actually I like this a lot. I don't even know how many lumens this is, but I think if I remember it was like somewhere between 20 and 30 some odd lumens, but it's plenty for around the house. Now, this is my my Bushnell single AAA flashlight. It's rated at 50 lumens, but I think it's more like maybe 30 to 35, honestly. It could just be because the small reflector, it just doesn't give a lot of ability to, channel the energy, but it just doesn't seem like it puts out very much. It could be just because my battery is getting low, but I don't know. Let's go to another one. Oh yeah, I have these little keychain lights. I think I got these for 25 cents each on Amazon a couple years ago, and they still work. In fact, they're brighter than some of these flashlights. Unbelievable. And they just take 2 button cells in there, and I think it's supposed to last about 18 hours each, and so they haven't died at all. So these are just there, and I still have my old, it actually uses a bulb, believe it or not, the old bulb one I think I featured this on the channel once before, way back, and this thing is still ticking. The old original solitaire mag light. I don't really use that. It just sits there. And then I have one of my newer lights, the On the Road, and this is the On the Road M3. And as you can tell, I use this for my EDC. Well, I mean, I've told you in the past I do. And so when I'm not using it on my person, I just set it there on the nightstand or by the window of my bed. And so this is available. I do use this at night though. It does get used. So that's a great light. Of course, you can overdo the lumens on this easily, so I try to keep it on the lowest settings. Moonlight on that is 10 lumens, which is plenty, so you can just keep it on moonlight if you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. This is my Streamlight Siege. This is the AA Siege, and it works really good. I mean, this thing is just unbelievable. Has really good brightness, especially if you're indoors. Does great. Or if you're like tent camping or tarp camping, even car camping. It's possibly even more light than you really need. It has also a red light mode too. And this is just one of my generic. It has the. This is kind of dusty. It's been on a table. This is still next to my bed, but it's not like right on my bed area. But it's dusty in my house sometimes. Yeah, so solar paneled, but I've never really even tried to use that. And I have to crank it because the batteries are dead right now. But hold on. All right, I'm back. So I did a little crank, about 20 seconds of cranking, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but hold on. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry about that. I just needed to crank it a little bit more. It's going to be a little difficult to see right here because the light's on and the window's open. But basically, it actually is having a problem. So I may have to actually see what's up with this. But I gave it about 40-second crank that time, and the batteries could be going out. They just use some little button cells. You would think they would actually do more, but these are just kind of cheapy ones. I tell you what, sometimes you live and learn. Okay, so there's it's supposed to have like 6 LEDs come on and all that stuff. Let me just try it one more time. All right, well, I tried it again, gave it another 30 seconds of charge. And as you can see, some of the, on the low mode, 3 LEDs light up just fine. But on the high mode, it's just not having enough current. So the batteries could be going out. I've had these for over 4 years. I have a couple cases of them. And, sometimes when you're kind of learning about lanterns, or at least rechargeable or solar ones, you don't know which ones are good or bad. And so I probably overbought those. And I thought that the price was right. They were like maybe $6-7 each. And at least, even if the batteries are totally dead, what I can still do, I'm not sure if you can see right there, you can plug them into a wall socket. So not all is lost. Or even if you can plug it into a battery pack with your adapter. So I have all that. So I can still use them even if the batteries go out. But it can be frustrating. But anyways, back to the lights. So these are my lights that I have around my bed. And I think I talked about all of them. Yep. And so yeah, it's fun. It's fun to before you go to bed, to get one in your hand and just click a little bit and just kind of have it arranged so that it's easily accessible. I kind of shuffle these around a little bit here and there, and it's amazing how long these things can last when the majority of time, if you just use them just for a few minutes a night, they can last for months, if not possibly years. I actually went almost a full year without charging this Ultrafire, no joke, and it was just fine. And so I just recently topped it off, and it only required like 10 minutes on the charger to top it off. That's how little I use it. So I may have to start using that more, but anyways, yeah, so this is just something that I was wanting to do. It was just kind of fun, and I hope you enjoyed my series also on kit building tips. I mean, I know it's a very simple, quick series, but it's a really good thing because that can also help you integrate a lot of things in in your prepping, such as your lights, for example. How do you integrate them, or what types should you include? A lot of people would say, well, a bedside, lamp or light could just be something as simple as this lantern is all you probably need, and maybe just a basic headlamp or flashlight like this, and you don't need anything fancy. And I would agree. I totally agree that probably anywhere from 10 to 35 lumens can get the job done with no problem. Anything more than 35 lumens, in my opinion, can start to get a little bit obnoxious to other people in the house. And so, it's kind of one of those things. You don't want something too bright. So if you want to check on the kids in the middle of the night, for example, I like this little Rayovac. That would probably do a really good job because it's really minimal. Or if the wife is sleeping and you just want to go to the bathroom and your rooms are, like your bedroom is really dark. Some people don't have a very dark bedroom, but mine is pretty dark. And you kind of have to have a little bit of assistance to navigate, especially if there's a big difference between where you are and where the bathroom is. And so I don't always like to just throw on a headlamp, even though it's probably easier. I typically grab either the River Rock, which is probably my second most used, but my number one used is just this Bushnell, just because it has the momentary on. I don't know why I like that so much, but I love momentary on. And that's the only downfall of this, on the road M3. As much as I love it and how it's just built like a tank and it's just all kinds of features, I don't just gravitate toward a push button on the side, a side switch, I should say. A side switch just never comes to me naturally, even though it's starting to feel more natural. I love that back clicky, and it doesn't have it. And I love the back clicky that obviously was like this, is momentary. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. And at least I kind of refined what I like. I know now in the future purchases, not that I need any more lights, even though I just bought another one. I bought another stream light, so hopefully that'll be coming soon. Actually, it was a Black Friday sale. It was like less than $4 for a Streamlight Stylus Pro. I don't know if that was legitimate, if it was real. Hopefully I actually get that. It could be a misprint. Maybe that will be refunded back to me. I'll have to see. Time will tell. But it's been a few days now and they haven't even shipped it. So I don't know if that was just a glitch in the system, but I went ahead and purchased it. So hopefully I get a refund if that doesn't come through. But man, less than $4 for like a $20 light. So hopefully that comes through, and that'll be in addition to my my lights. It'll probably be more of an EDC light, but it'll probably go in this mix next to the bed. Thanks for coming along. Stay tuned for more awesome videos. Thanks for watching.